Hello and welcome to my channel, Astrobogulus Gaming here, where I do reactions and all sorts on my channel. Go check it out. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about engineering in Enlisted, and one of the main things we're going to start off with, I have 3 parts to this video. This would be part 1, obviously, and the first part will basically be basic engineering, as if you've just started playing, you have access to no fancy grenades, shall we call it, or AP mines or anything of the sort, anti-personnel mines or anti-tank mines. You have none of it. So the very first thing you do, by the way, if you like the content, maybe subscribe, leave a like, is build a rally point. This is a sacred thing. Don't build it like how I'm building it here, out in the open. That's dumb. Build it somewhere in cover, and preferably in natural cover, like, say, let's quickly run over there, those bushes, or something like that. Try and keep it hidden. Alternatively, you can build sandbags around it. Say here, that would be perfect. So, yes, alternatively sandbags. And in the case of sandbags, try and put them next to other sandbags. Otherwise, it's not going to look very natural. In the main case, when you get later on, you'll be able to put anti-personnel mines to be able to protect your rally further. But for the moment, that's probably the most common defense for a rally you can do. Barbed wire is your best friend until they decide to nerf it. Don't know when that will be. I'll put a little edit in this video when they if they ever do. What do we call it? Czech hedgehogs. So anti-tank spikes basically, and ammo. So 3 things straight off the bat that you can do is basic engineer. That will earn you a decent amount of points. Say this is the inside of a building and you're defending it, or your team is using it to aggress that point over there. You want to defend the entrances with some lovely barbed wire if you can, and you're feeling sneaky. Maybe sneak up under fire and put some barbed wire underneath the window that the enemy is going to jump out of, and that way you can help your team by the fact that the enemy will be slowed down, so they'll be able to shoot them easier, obviously. And the other one is to not just place the barbed wire in such a fashion like that, but actually think about how the enemy will move, either attacking or defending. So defending, don't just do it in a line, try and do it in a get out of the way a manner that forces the enemy one way or the other, you know. So if we do that the other way around, can see it's very good as defense, and then we're leaving a little opening here on purpose, yeah, and then we're going to stagger the enemy a little bit more. Barbed wire really is your best friend, and we want to create like a kind of illusion, you get what I mean? If we just put another one here, then the trap is complete, I think. So I already got stuck in it. If the enemy is attacking, they'll go through there, hopefully get shot. Again, I'd put another one here just for argument's sake. So I'd put it there so they're forced either left or right. So you give them an entrance, but then you split them as well, and then maybe make one a very long way around, and the other one a short way around, straight to the face of your troops. If you get what I'm saying, then it's pretty obvious. There are many ways you'll be able to use barbed wire as either that shape or that shape, a V shape, inverted or uninverted, and to use these Czech hedgehogs in doorways. You won't get any points from this, but, well, maybe you might get a few, I don't know, maybe, but it will prevent the enemy massively from being able to flood through an entranceway. It is genuinely not that easy to get around a little combination like this. I've run out of barbed wire, but for argument's sake, let's say this is barbed wire, and then the enemy is coming in through here, and then they get down onto the barbed wire or the AP mine as you get later on. I'll explain in part 2 more so, and part 3 more so. But then also this works in reverse, in the sense that if you're attacking, you have a brilliant point of defense that your team can spawn from. The one thing that's your biggest engineer as a tank as an engineer is a tank. You get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, because one good round can, you know, from an IS-2 or whatever, can destroy everything. Smaller tanks you're kind of okay from, and in a lot of cases sandbags can actually be your best friends in those cases. But as long as you put these items not in the way of your team, but in an area where they're going to be affected by the enemy forces for the barbed wire and the anti-tank spikes, hedgehogs, and sandbags. Don't put these things in a way that will obstruct your team's flow, either defending or attacking, because that it can ruin the game entirely. Especially if you place a rally point at the wrong point. So one of the best things that, as I said at the beginning, like placing a rally point is one of the most important things, but actual placement, when you first start the game and you look at the map, you can hold down Alt and zoom out. You can see the whole area, and you can pick and choose a location where you think would be good, and then maybe 2 others just in case. You can always go for the 69-meter rule and just dash straight ahead and build one straight for cover, but it's normally better to go a little bit out of your way at the beginning of a game, either forward if you're attacking or in reverse if you're defending, and try and get a really good either a defensive or offensive rally built up, one that your team can at least use, so good that they are forced to actually bring in a tank to destroy the entire area, because by that point in time hopefully you would have bled about 300 or more tickets from them. Anyway, I think that about covers it. Let me know in the comments if you have anything else to add or suggest. You know, I mean, when you have access to other equipment such as the anti-aircraft and stuff, you can create all sorts of false traps and so on and so forth. Anyway, I'll see you in part 2. Engineering, because engineering is at its core the most important part of playing Enlisted. Unless you're one of those people who, yes, you know who you are, completely and utterly ignore engineering and just go on with your guns and play the game like it's COD. Yeah, you're actually also important. So, you know, each to their own. But today I'm going to explain a little thing that may get some of those players who don't like being an engineer to be a little bit more inclined to do so. Obviously, it may not work, but we'll see. We're going to take out the assault engineer squad from the previous event for the Axis, for Germany I should say, because the Axis is you know, no longer a faction, as it were. I'm not going to bother with the Soviets because there's no point doing the same thing over, so we'll quickly enter a practice match so I can show you some of these techniques. I've been playing since 2016, this is just experience. If you have better ideas, please let me know down in the comments. If you would like to expand on anything you see me do, again, please let me know in the comments. So first things first, you got to build a rally point. Oh, where do we build a rally point? Okay, so let's, for example's sake, enter the alternative map. we see right here is the objective, and in this case we're assaulting. So out of rule of thumb, there is a roughly 70 meter, 69 meter ring around the rally point that you can normally build rallies. It varies on maps. Some maps you can build them as close as 40 meters or closer, and in other ones it has to be further than 70. It's a little bit tit for tat, and if you have a guide, please post it down in the comments, because I don't have one. I just know it all by memory. So, you know, and every time there's a new map I have to learn it by experience and die 100 times before I learn the map properly. So in that case, that's our objective. We're going to go, first things first, drink the water flask, which I have tied to my ult so I can cancel orders. Bring out your charging item, normally a melee or a sword if you have it. Get to a point of cover, very obvious. Build your rally. This to be noted that in the perks tree, you need to make sure you have the build speed and build material skills for the engineer as high as you can possibly get them. Okay, so once we built the rally, we're going to pop an AP mine, anti-personnel mine, on top. Make sure your entire squad is armed with anti-personnel mines or anti-personnel, anti-tank, alternating, because the anti-personnel mine will set off the anti-tank mine, and this will come in handy if you build a rally point inside of a building and you wish to protect it. Say it's on a second elevation, you can then do the AP mine with the anti-tank mine at the bottom of the stairs, and then do another one halfway up, and then do another one on the landing, and that should at least protect your rally point for up to 3 heavy assaults. God knows what's going to happen afterwards, but hopefully by that point in time you will have actually aggressively attacked the point and won. These same rules work in defense, but you won't need to defend your rally as much. Now you notice I'm stood on top of the rally and now building sandbags. This is a technique that's been around a long time. EVA in their last tournament coined it. You only need 2, you can build 3, you can build however many you want. And then the next thing, obviously, you have your AP mines and you want to place them in a tactical position. Let's say there's a doorway here, for example, and then there's another point of entry, a window here, and then another point of entry here. So what we've done now is we've made it possible to also earn some kills, but also when we see on our kill feed that our anti-personnel mines are going off, we know that our rally is in danger, and maybe on your next spawn it might be worth maybe double checking your rally's okay, or seeing if there's anything you can do. In this same sense, think about a rally point as a honey pot, and you know how you were to attract wasps and kill them off. That's also what the enemy team is going to be doing. They're going to be hunting your rally. So there's an easy way to make a shit ton of points. If you just want to shoot people, think about it like that. You're building a honey pot. People will come towards it. Vice versa. If you see an enemy rally, maybe if you want to score a lot of points, don't just blow the rally up. You know, if you're at a good point, build a machine gun nest. Build a heavy machine gun nest if you can. And farm those kills while you can, until you have to destroy it. So, on to the next point. We have secured the area, we've created a secure rally. Okay, so let's say then that we want to protect this rally even further. The next thing you want to do is you want to put barbed wire by the entry points, by the AP mines. Yes, this may be considered evil, but that's the point, as you don't want anybody to get your rally point. You really want them to suffer and die whilst trying to achieve their goal. And every time, as I said before, every time an AP mine goes off, it makes you more aware as to what's going on and how many assaults are going on your rally point. So now we've created a secure rally point. We're going to, yes, if you can build an ampulette or a heavy machine gun nest or a machine gun nest, this would be a good option. But what you can also do, if you don't have these features unlocked, run ahead a little bit, say 10 meters, no more, right? Quickly build 3 sandbags, like so, and plop an ammo box down in the middle, okay? This will mean that if people spawning from your rally and the enemy team, say over there, spots your rally and they'll start putting pressuring fire down, it means that people who are spawning have a gap right here to be able to run through and make at least, hopefully, most of their squad to a position where they can reload and fire back at the enemy. And you want to do 2 or 3 of these. It's up to you. If you have a multi-squad of engineers, I would recommend 3 or more. If you just have 1 engineer, I'd recommend just simply 1 area. But then this creates staging points for your team to be able to assault the point further. And then if you really want to really kind of have a bit of fun, I only have 1 sandbag left. So what we're going to try, okay, so it really you need to have 2 sandbags left. So I've kind of mucked this up a little bit, but if you could imagine another sandbag on the opposing side, I tell you what I can do, I can just destroy this one here for visual purposes. There we go, now I can build another one. You want to build that sandbag thing, because this is what everybody will see from the opposing side. They'll say, oh look, they got that 2 sandbag thingy, there must be a rally point there. And then what you want to do is be a little bit nasty basically, and we want to have like something like, okay, I've mucked it up a little bit here. There we go, put some barbed wire somewhere there, but you get my point. You would build the barbed wire first or something like that, especially if it's a jump down and they're blind and they get over here, then they get caught in the wire. And of course you want an AP mine just to make sure they get the icing on the cake experience, and that's what you call a false rally. Now if I'm the enemy and I'm over here, let's just quickly run away. We see my fire is distracted here, my fire is distracted here, and I'm interested in that point. I'm also seeing people spawn from over there, but I see that there's barbed wire. I realise that my best course of action is to assault here, choose my targets there, and then move on to that point and hopefully get to that point. So immediately I've created problem after problem after problem after problem for my opposing force. And while they're dealing with all of these problems that I've presented in front of them, I'll be over here on the left or over here on the right, moving towards a flank of the attacking point, trying my hardest to let myself not be seen and let my team do the work of assaulting the point. And then when I'm in a clear spot per se here, and the cap point is over there, we want to do what's called a blind rally, or a hidden rally. Sorry, a hidden rally. And that is when you use the natural elements to hide it. And in this case, building sandbags, again, AP mine, but no sandbags. Because from a distance, once we go here, if you see that sandbag, it's giving it away. And then from here, your guys can spawn in, go, oh, the attack point's there, they can come round from the blind flank, they can kill the opposing forces attacking, and other team members can run in, come in and charge. So, in a nutshell, that's basically how you do it. So for defensive engineering and counter-attack engineering in one, the best way to describe it, like with the attacking situation, is you want to spread out the focus of the enemy. Let's say right here we're inside a building, those 3 are windows, and we have some more windows around the side, so on and so forth. This would be the first thing you would do. In a lot of cases, most people in defense know to go and build a rally. So if you have a squad, and again this is going to sound terrible, but if you're playing a sweaty game, this is what you'll do. If you're not playing a sweaty game, maybe just use barbed wire, you know, but you want to put the sandbag in front of the window and the barbed wire outside, somewhere in the middle of it all. Maybe put an AP mine before it, in the middle of it, after it, on the AP bag, and then inside of the house. So if you have a rifle squad and you have multiple AP mines, maybe the best thing to do is to spawn out as many of these as you can with engineers, so that you can fully defend your area from the get-go as long as possible. Now this, if you're playing against a team that is exceptionally good, this is going to be very difficult to do, because straight off the mark they're going to know all the weak points of that area where they're attacking. So you may not actually get the time to even build defences, and if that's the case, you're just going to have to sweat and pray to God that you manage to shoot faster than they do. But at the same time, you can still do defensive structures like this without having to complicate issues, if you know what I mean. So if you can clearly see when you join a game late, per se, or if the game is not going well and you're going to lose the point, don't spawn close to the point that's about to be lost. Spawn closer to the one that's about, that's about to be. If, again, you know where that is. If it isn't the case that you know where that is, you can find map guides online. But also, after a couple of battles, you'll be able to tell. I forgot to build some ammo, so let's just build a bit of ammo here, and a bit here, and I've almost run out of engineer points, so we'll do a V shape here. So with one engineer, I've managed to construct a decent, I'd say decent defense line, you know. I mean, I'd need to spawn in my other squad, for argument's sake. Let's place these AP mine. Seriously, bot? What are they even do? Enlisted, fix yourself. Anyway, for argument's sake, we'll put down the AP mines in the associated area, so one in between, and then let's not run through the barbed wire, one before, and then jump to the next guy, one after, on the ammo box, because that's always wonderful. You got to remember, your enemy will probably pick up your weapon at some point in time, so yeah, put AP mines on your ammo boxes, put AP mines on your bloody medical boxes, because they're going to go over and check. Oh, is this one of mine? No, it's not, mate. You get what I mean? It sounds nasty, but come on, we're in it to win it. So let's hop out, and then I put another one like here or something like that, So whatever happens, even if the enemy trooper manages to kill you, kill the other squad mates, he'll run in, he'll chuck some grenades, be like, screw you sincerely, ha ha ha, see, I am mighty. He'll jump out, 1 or 2 or 3, and he's dead. So yeah, you can do that with just one engineer, and for argument's sake, I'm sure you can imagine duplicating this, or triplicating, is that a word? I don't know, I'm just making it up, I guess, for argument's sake. Tripling this defense line. You can also play it up however you want. If we just change squad, just to give you an idea, we'll just get another engineer out here, and if you can, and you have it, always equip your engineer with a sword and a flask and stamina, so you can run faster, and of course the building speed perks and so on and so forth. What was I trying to say? Anyway, as I said, with the assault points, being able to create false assault points. In high tier games, one of the main structures everybody is going to be looking for, in a lot of cases, is something like this. Let's not discuss what that looks like, but anyway, let's just, for argument's sake, chuck the AP mine down there, and then what we're going to do, I've forgotten what we do here. There was a clever thing I did once before, and I've forgotten what it was. But I think I've mucked it up by basically building sandbags first. So we'll try this again. It's supposed to be, yeah, one of these tank things as well, but that also works. You know, they may go and check that, but then like a good player will be like, hang on a second, where's the wire? I don't see the radio wire. So, you know, so sometimes building something a little bit more elaborate works, but only in the case if you can build something like this in the middle of a road as well, which I know sounds odd, but like a tank path, or like where a tank would normally go. So then, yeah, we put one of these around like this. It looks very strange, I know, but bear with me on this, okay? So, first things first, somebody's going to look at this and go, oh, this is in the way of our team's tanks. Let's destroy it. They'll maybe use a grenade launcher or something like this or that. That will get rid of the sandbag, sure, but it won't get rid of the AP mine. They'll have to come in close to do the destroy structure thing, okay? So that's how you get your kill from that. And I don't think I have one equipped, no I don't. But then if you had an anti-tank mine, that would be the perfect place to put the anti-tank mine. I think I have one, yeah, there it is. Anti-tank, and if you are patient, you can even put a TNT charge and just wait for the enemy to, you know, first get killed by the AP mine, or if you see that an entire squad is passing the point by, thinking, oh, maybe this is, you know, an inanimate object of sorts. Where is it? Right. I've only done this once in game, so hopefully this will work again. Put the TNT on top of that anti-tank mine, which will then set off the anti-personnel. So we'll see what happens. But then, let's say we're in a building. This is the wall of the building, along here, and I'm looking out the window here. So then we'll see what happens. It's a bit close. I'm sure I'm going to get injured, but you know, so what happens. Let's see what happens. So that was a pretty big explosion. And we'll just double check everything's destroyed. Yep, all three. So there you go. Explosive pack, anti-tank mine, anti-personnel. Explosive pack on top of the anti-tank mine, and the AP mine somewhere near. So you can do this then same tactic for barbed wire, for friggin' anything, for a sandbag, for a ammo box crate. It's just down to where you place them. And the anti-tank mine has a pressure thing, but an explosion radius. So does the AP mine. As long as you place the two within each other's explosion radius, it should work. Okay? Let me know down in the comments how this tactic works for you. I'm going to string this part of this video together with one I made earlier, and hopefully it will be helpful to all of you new players and veteran players alike. This has been Ostroboilers Gaming. I'm going to get on with some other stuff, and I hope you all stay safe out there and have fun.